exactly a connoisseur of romantic relationships. Not exactly, not by any means. But I have had many friends who have been involved in romantic relationships, and what I've noticed is that moving on is probably the toughest, it looks like the toughest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Moving on from a relationship where there was love and where there was feeling and where there was emotion. But one thing I've noticed about this moving on process among my friends is that it almost feels like there's a pressure to do it immediately. There's a pressure to say, I either love this person and now I'm gone. There's a dichotomy. I love you or I'm gone. I can't be anything else but, your love. And that's understandable. People, it's hard to be around people you love and that you're friends with and you want to express your feelings. But this love it or leave it attitude, this I either love you or I'm nothing to you. I can't be something in the middle. Right, it's representative of our impatience in life. We want things given to us. I have a love of many things which was not instantaneous. I didn't immediately love reading. Now, I can see me, I'm going to take you back to, 2007, young Zach's, 7th grade Zach reading Moby Dick in front of the fireplace, and I thought I was so cool. I thought I was the smartest, greatest kid alive. I thought I was just remarkable. But as we all know, I had no idea what was going on in that book. I could not understand a word that Melville was saying. But after years of pretending to like reading, I think I can say to a certain degree that I enjoy it. I love it. But if I'd had this attitude of, I love it, or I'm leaving it, I would have never loved reading. I cultivated a love for reading. But I don't think that we tend to do this. We tend to say, I don't like doing this. People say, I just don't like reading. But a lot of people that I've discovered that a lot of people who like reading, that it's a skill. Enjoying reading is a skill because reading itself is a skill. And it isn't just reading. Personally, with me, playing the guitar, I started out playing the guitar. I remember this story very, very vividly. I was sitting in the band room, and we're all in a circle. And I had this really, quite fat band teacher, and his name was Mr. Cook, as you do. And so Mr. Cook was going around the circle, and he was saying, what instruments have you played? What instruments have you played? What experience do you have with music? And it was like our first music class. And he gets around to me, and I am just, I'm flushed, and I go, I haven't played anything. I haven't played anything. And this one kid named Lucas puts his head out in front of the group, out on the line, and goes, what? Are you kidding me? You never played an instrument? And I was, I was embarrassed. I was like, no. no, I haven't. I didn't understand why it was such a big deal to him, and I still don't know to this day. But what did happen after that was, out of my vindictive rage, I went and I told my mom that same day, I'm going to go learn the guitar. I'm going to do that. I want to do that. And now today, 5 years later, I play the guitar. And I'm in a band. And I love playing it. And I remember the first few months of learning it, I hated it. But it was this rage towards Lucas. This absolute rage that was fueling my playing. Even if my fingers were bleeding, I got these horrible sores, and I was constantly forcing myself to play. I really wasn't enjoying it in the moment. I cultivated a love for playing the guitar. I cultivated myself. So, our impatience with things that we may want to love. Like I think everybody wants to love to read in a certain sense, because it's almost cool, right? To see somebody reading a book and be like, yeah, this is Faulkner. And everybody's like, oh, wow, that's so impressive, right? You have to cultivate that. I love playing the guitar. Oh, that's so cool. Look at him, he just plays the guitar for fun. That's so cool. You have to cultivate that. It cannot be a love it or leave it attitude. Because if you love it and leave it, you'll leave all the things that are worth loving. Thank you.
Zach, you're going to regret this so much now you told me this information. So many times Zach goes, I really love reading. And I really hate it how people are like, oh, you're only reading books in public so that I can seem cool.
Okay, I want to save time.
We've had that conversation.
Zach and I have had that
Yes,
conversation.
we've had that conversation.
No. Zach and I have had that conversation about that very thing. And Amy, I know you were here for that one. Max, I think you may have been here for that one. But in one session that we had, we were talking about what things can you talk about that like really do. It was when we were talking about heaven, and you were doing that heaven thing, and I was in heaven that one time, right? And I was like, what other times have you been in heaven? And then I went off into my own thing of just like, God, I could talk about a million things and really feel them, right? And this guy's talking about something that he really felt because he and I sat in this room across that table for an hour after school one day having a conversation about how weird it is that you really need to seem to go through a wannabe sort of poser fake stage. And it's actually a good thing because you make your way to finding like loving reading, right? And that sort of thing, right? And so, you know, very, okay, so everybody has now gone through the same pair of prompts. And so Zach has clearly done what nobody else could like organize anything. Everybody had problems with this one. So I want to just look at your thing. So Zach has money. I'm sorry, moving on. And then he has his prompt. Why can't we cultivate love? It's not immediate. Why can't we cultivate love? It's not immediate. It's got to be cultivated, grown. And then he's got impatient, N-A.
North America?
I'm not really sure.
Maybe impatient
Not
nature.
available.
Maybe impatient nature. Who knows?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He's got moving on. Why can't we cultivate love? And then 3 lines coming under 3 things that he's going to talk about. And there's his plan. There's his 3 things. All right, so I'm going to talk about that one. And so it's an earlier metaphor. So impatient, reading, guitar. That's it. And I don't know if that helps, but when you see success, you're just like, this is what this person did. Maybe that will work. I'm not saying you all needed that, but blah, blah, blah. All right, so who is leaving anytime soon?
Like 5:20.
Okay, all right, so we have plenty of time. In fact, it's only 4:45 right now, so really we've got an hour. We could possibly get through 2 more rounds, which would be good, wouldn't it?
I'll go back outside.
Yep. Yeah, let's see, now let's go to, no, okay, all right, bye. I'll call one of you.
Who's staying? Okay. Gonna take that. You gotta take that.